Today we take a look at a Sultai Planeswalker deck. Now, today's deck was heavily inspired by our good friend Watts, who's in our Discord and dropped a really fun Bant mid-range deck a few weeks back. Thought it was a pretty cool idea and wanted to try to spin off of that into our own little Sultai build here. This is a Storm the Festival deck where we're going to be trying to cheat in permanents from our deck to the battlefield using this Storm the Festival card. There are some fun permanent cards that it can hit, things like Grafted Identity and Painful Quandary. Obviously, Painful Quandary being a win con of ours, dealing 5 damage every time our opponent, casts a spell. But Grafted Identity is interesting because it's a card that we can steal our opponent's permanents with, but it does require us to sacrifice a creature. But if we're playing it off the Storm the Festival, we can cheat this in for more value, which is really, really nice. We've also got this really fun combination between Liliana and Tamiyo, where Liliana is a really good removal spell, obviously, but it also is going to make our opponents discard cards as well as ourselves. But if we're discarding cards, Tamiyo should be able to bring some of those cards back for us with its minus ability, which is really fun. And speaking of Grafted Identity, if we get it into the graveyard, Tamiyo can also bring it in without having us sacrifice a creature, which is a fun way to cheat that spell into play. And lastly, I really wanted to talk about Hercule. Hercule is a bit of an experiment card in today's build. I wanted to try it out because I haven't played it yet, and I thought it'd be fun in today's build. Basically, this card says that whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we get to go look at the top, few cards of our deck, look for a card of the same type of spell. Say it's an instant speed spell we cast, we can go try to find another instant speed spell from our deck, put it into our hand. So hypothetically, this could get us some decent card advantage going, but it is, like I said, a bit of an experiment. Not too sure how I like it in today's deck, but I'm still trying to find a home for it, but I hope you guys enjoy today's video. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get right into the gameplay footage, but if you're new here, we do a full deck breakdown at the end of every video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, in the links, there's a full deck list, and if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps an absolute ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, guys, enjoy today's video. We'll see you back here at the end. Peace. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for checking out the channel today. Today we're going to be taking a look and seeing whether or not Sultai midrange has what it takes to keep up with, the current state of meta. I mean, we've got, Esper midrange that's been good for a while. Grix has had its time. Now Mardu's looking really good. So I want to try some Sultai. I want to see just exactly what Sultai can do. All right. The opponent starts off with some mono red action here. So this Toshiro is going to be very, very good, getting us our life gain back and potentially picking off a few creatures. Probably not, though, because the Kamado is going to give the 1/1 counter. So if it's like, a Phoenix Chick, which we would have normally been able to kill, we're not going to be able to actually take it out, unfortunately, here. So going to just gain another 2 life, which isn't exactly a bad thing. This Toshiro is exactly why we added it into the deck, was because of mono red. All right, so the opponent now dealing 4 to us. Mishra's Foundry. I was wondering why that looked different. It's going to be a tricky game to get through, but we do have the Gix's command to hopefully get there. All right. All right. So what do we do this turn? I think I go with the Sorin because it gives us the potential life gain and an extra body that can block, because right now having both the 2/3 bodies on the field makes for very good blockers against mono red. Pretty happy with that. I think we're good. I think we're good. And not to mention that this can be used for mana, so we got to be very careful on whether or not we want it to die, because it can unlock the potential of the Cruelty of Gix and the Gix's Command. Both very good cards for us here. Opponent's thinking hard here. I don't think mono red has what it takes to get us here. We had too good of a draw, in my opinion. Being able to early get the Toshiro down is just too good, I think, for the opponent to deal with. They go with Play with Fire on the Toshiro, which does kill both my creatures, but I do gain some life, and we do still get to play our cruelties if we so choose, but I don't think I actually necessarily want to anymore. Nice, we get another land. I think I just want to play Liliana here, to be honest. Liliana minus, take care of that Swift Spear. We're at 16 life. I mean, we're feeling really good about this. Not to mention we have the ability to steal a creature from them if we really wanted to. Taking out Liliana, that's fine. Liliana definitely did what she was supposed to do there. And I think I might as well go take a look at their hand, yeah? Cruelty of Gix is just such a phenomenal card. It does so much for us, to be honest. All right, so the opponent hurting for that third land drop because they're wanting to get down the Warfare, I would imagine. But even if they get it down at this point, it's not getting through my 2-3. So that'll do it, man. Nice and easy win against mono red. Aggro. Check. GG. All right, that worked out really nice. I mean, again, that could have been pretty problematic. Mono red going first in those spots, and I don't have Tashiro. That could have been a problem. But, man, going first with Tashiro, that is a tough way to start if you're mono red. All right, hand here looks pretty good. We've got a Terra Sunder for some removal. Again, we got a Gix's Command for some sweepers if it gets to that point. Hey, you never know too. They might even pump this Evolve Sleeper up to a point where I can steal it and you know, take advantage of that. That would be pretty funny. That's annoying. All right, we do need to figure this out though. Terra Sunder not good enough here, unfortunately. Can only hit artifacts or enchantments unless we can kick it, which unfortunately we cannot kick just yet. Taking it. I don't know why it's highlighting and allowing me to do that. I don't know what's going on with that. That it can hit though. That it can hit. Is it worth hitting? What does it do? Sacrifice crowbar, destroy target artifact or enchantment. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out because it can end up blowing up like our Painful Quandary down the road, and I don't really want that to happen. So, just gonna have to eat the field right now. All right, so Sorin comes down. I think a 2/3 body's fine. I will make a block against the core if I have to.
I bring my own arm.
We'll see how they do this. Yeah, I figured they'd send everybody to Sorin. Totally fine. I think I actually changed my mind on how I want to do this. All right, the cut down, that's fine. They get us with an oops. I love that. Keep the same energy when we pop this Gix's Command. Is that actually what I want to do? I obviously can clean the board up really easily here, but I think I actually just want to play a Quandary, honestly. I'll take another, 4 damage. It is what it is. I just don't have a great Gix's Command just yet. Not yet. It could be a lot better. But the crowbar is on the field now, so the opponent will be able to sacrifice their creature to get rid of an enchantment, which we can't allow to happen. So we'll just destroy this, and we don't have anything to return, so it'll just have to be a sweeper, which isn't necessarily a bad thing at all. I mean, it is what it is. The sweeper is fine for 5 here. That's a card. There we go. All right, we're feeling really good now. Really good. We've got the Quandary down. The opponent's taking 5 every play. They're now starting to top deck lands, which is a little scary because they were landlocked for a while there. Let's see what they do. They eat the 5 damage for the Wandering Emperor. Let's take this and this. That's a card. I like that. You know what? I wouldn't mind just getting this in. Doesn't matter, does it? What? No. Cancel. Why did I take... I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. All right.
As sure as the moon rises, so too shall Phyrexia
Get this back.
forge your memory.
Get this in. Boom! Got it. All right.
You deal with this annoyance.
All right, they're looking to probably sacrifice that in order to blow up the Quandary, which is totally fine.
Show them how we
They get first strike, which does hinder my ability to gain life here off of this. I'm going to go ahead and just do it, though. Protect my Planeswalker. Interesting. They don't blow up the Quandary here, which is not what I anticipated. Let's see if we can do this. That would stop their ability to blow up the Quandary for the turn, which would turn out to be a pretty big mistake for the opponent. So Yeah, they go for the Quandary. I figured as much. I figured. Let's see what's on top of the deck here. Do we draw it? Ooh, we definitely don't. That would hurt a lot. That would hurt really bad. But we do play the Long Reach of Night, which is such a busted card. If you know, if you guys ever get the chance to play this card, it is right now, especially, I've had so much success with this card. It really, really flusters the opponent's game plans, man. All right, they create a 2/2.
Keep watch for intruders.
We're definitely gonna grab the Storm the Festival, but what else? Tear Sunder's nice. Tear Sunder's nice. Cruelty though is also pretty fun. Nothing in the yards though. I'm gonna go Tear Sunder. I don't know if that was the right call or not. We'll see. We'll see if it pans out for us or not. But all right, so they either sacrifice a creature here or they discard a card. Either way, I love it. They sack a creature, sure. We tear asunder this away. We'll create another flyer. Just +1 on nothing here. Submit 0. And I think that's it. Tear Asunder is an instant speed spell. We have the mana to kick it, so I'm feeling very comfortable. If they play another spell, we can take care of it, or we can use it on the Wandering Emperor. Obviously, we can give up the opponent's creating a 2/2 here because I'd like to see what they play, which I'm glad I did because that is quite the creature. And I would imagine they're going to scoop here at some point. I do want to give them an oops back just because it's funny because they gave me an oops earlier. Sometimes being toxic can be fun, guys. Sometimes. Let's draw a card first. Sure, we'll take it. Sure, we'll take it. Submit 0.
Our will cannot be denied.
And ooh, some goodies. Some goodies. This comes through. By the way, this draws us cards even though we played it after the fact. And let's draw this. I mean, we're drawing so many cards here because of this card right here. So, ooh, we whiff. That's unfortunate. We whiffed so hard there. Oh, that's funny. This card's actually pretty busted. I've played it before in the past, and it is actually really, really nutty. All right, and we, by the way, have 9 lands. So if we find one more land here, we can play the festival again.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Let's gain 2 more life. Let's cast another Storm the Festival, because why not? And that's a legendary, so we can't cast that. Let's go Cruelty of Gix, level 1. I mean, this is just value for days. The opponent has no shot at this point. I don't know what they're hanging around for. Unless they have Farewell. I mean, Farewell would do the trick. Let's go ahead and dump off the Emperor. And plus this for nothing. We're about to be able to hit it for 5, which would be good. We drop this because I do want to be able to get the Grafted Identity off of the Tamiyo. Let's draw a card. Decline.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
You here. You here. There we go. And they're down to 9. We go ahead and draw some cards. We miss, of course. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. All lands, man. Just can't stop getting lands. The opponent has to take either 5 or they have to discard a card. They do not want to do either, I would imagine. All right, we've gained enough life here, so we will sacrifice the 2/3 flyer. A lot more value off the other stuff here. Sure. And I mean, I can do whatever I want to do. This is pretty ridiculous. We'll just keep the original. That did nothing for us. Yeah, create another flyer. It doesn't matter. We're really just going through the motions at this point. Let's attack here, attack here. We're gonna be able to get a sorcery from our deck if we find one. Let's see if we hit or whiff again. Tough to say. Let's just make it to where they can't even play the game anymore. That's gonna make it to where they can't cast a single spell on this next turn, or it's a wrap. So
Don't overthink.
We'll take it. Let's go. We hit with our wizard. There's so many things triggering right now. I mean, I'm just clicking buttons at this point. We have so much value here. It's ridiculous. Oh, Soul Tide midrange, I think, is in a fine spot. So far, at least. That was something else. That is for sure. We didn't get much out of our wizard there, unfortunately. I did get to play the wizard earlier before I started recording when we were playtesting, and I got a lot of hits off of it. So I do expect it to pull its weight here at some point in this in the rounds. But pretty good opening hand here, except we have all of our planeswalkers in the hand. So if we do play the wizard following that by planeswalkers, the odds of us hitting more planeswalkers is unlikely, but we'll see. I love that. That is a great top deck. All right. That's a bummer. That's a bummer because we don't have any playables on turn 3 here. I'm going to need another land. That really just screwed us over pretty bad there. Thalia is quite a card. Oh, brother. I'm going to need something big here. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Well, we're really going to lose a game off of just a mana screw here. That feels so bad. We had a really good hand too. Such a good hand. It went sideways real fast though with that Thalia. That Thalia literally just won him the game. That easy. That easy. Kind of crazy. Scryed 2 to the top. Okay, you're saying there's a chance. The opponent did not play a spell that turn, which does make the Liliana's minus very good, because either way, we're either going to stop all the taxing of our deck here, which is helpful, or we stop the Guardian, which does have indestructibility and scry ability. So that's good. Nice. And we also, you know, direct the focus and attention onto Liliana. So that's helpful. Value 3 or less onto the battlefield. Oh, that's so good. I've been looking to play that card, but all the decks that it fits into are decks I do not want to be playing. Like this one. If I get a land and then maybe a Gix's Command, we're in a pretty good spot.
This isn't how things were supposed to go.
Okay. Creating a 5/5 seems very interesting to me. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think that sounds honestly really good. It makes their attacks very wonky, and not to mention that they're going to have to answer the Ren and 7, right? So they're not going to just let that sit there. So they're going to have to focus their attacks on the Ren and 7. And even if they want to enlist with the Banala to get that indestructibility there. Okay, well, immediately get answered by a Brutal Cathar. I thought I had a shot at it because they already had played a Brutal Cathar off of this spell. So I thought maybe the odds of them having another one was a lot slimmer, but apparently not so slim. Not so slim. All right, the only thing that saves us here is a Gix's Command, and if you guys want the bad news, on top of the bad news, Thalia came down, so it would cost 6, and we wouldn't be able to play it anyways. So I would imagine that we're just about done here. Well, I could get back this again. I could do it again. Gosh, this just doesn't feel good, man. This feels so wrong. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I could block 1 with the Tree Folk. Or I guess we go Sorin. At least it's a bit of light. I mean, it's the same odds as whether or not we play Sorin as we do Thalia. I'm sorry, Tamio. Because Tamio would come in, right? And I would want to go ahead and get my Ren in 7, which would blow up Tamio to get my Ren in 7, create a 6/6 body. But if they have removal, they have removal, and I'm dead. So either way, if they have removal, it's the same odds. So let's play out the Sorin, because it does offer the potential to gain some life. So we found our 6th land drop, by the way, which means if we find the Gix's Command, we're in a really good shape. They didn't have another Brutal Cathar, which is really good. That's going to there, that's going to there, that's going to there. So they're spreading their attacks out here to make me have to decide between saving my life total or my Sorin. And I'm going to take the Sorin every time, because we can create another 2/3 body, which gains us even more life. Wow. Well, that's a bummer. Come on, Gix's command. We know you're there. We know you're there. Oh, darn it. Okay. Doesn't even matter. I mean, these transform. That wouldn't have been a hit anyways. All right, how about this? Followed by this.
You will serve me well.
Man, I can't stand people that early GG me, man.
Privilege to carry true history.
No one has etiquette anymore these days. Like you're playing mono white soldiers, man. Relax. It's not that hard.
Forsakeable innocence. My
Dang it, and I didn't get a Gix's command, which would have saved me like 20 times over. Dang it. Muriel comes down, sure. They attack in. That's 6 damage with first strike that I can't stop. So even if we gain the 4 life, we're dead either way, it looks like. Well, maybe not, actually. Wait, 6, 2, 4. No, yeah, I'd be dead. Okay. So I guess I have to block one of the Brutal Cathars, right? How do I get out of this? That's the question. How do I get out of this? Is it possible to get out of this? So if I block here, that's 2 life gain, right? These 2 are also going face, which is 6. So I have to go like so. We take 3 and we gain 2, which puts me at 1. All right, cool. I'm alive. Oh, first strike. Never mind. First strike. I forgot that damage resolves before the secondary damage, so I wouldn't have survived anyway. So there was no way out of it. I love it. Love it. Because even if we would have blocked Brutal Cathar with both of these, first strike hits, then the 4 damage comes over the top, and I wouldn't have had the life gain off of these. So that was my only chance, and it didn't work out. GG. Dang it. I hate losing those ones, man. I get emotionally attached to the ones where people are emoting at me, you know what I mean? Those are the ones I want to win the most, but that was tough. The opponent goes first. This is not a very good keepable hand, I'm going to be honest. This is a little bit better, but still not ideal. That actually can get me a lot of card advantage. What do I want to get rid of here? Probably Liliana, because I don't really feel like discarding a bunch here. Not with this hand and having the mulligan, so. Mono red. Good thing we kept the Toshiro, huh? Not to mention the Terra Sunder helps with that, but might be a little late for all of this going second. We'll see. They've got a very fast start. All right. The question becomes, do we want to go Terra Sunder first, or do we want to go with the Toshiro first? I personally think we go with the Asunder. Yeah, let's go with the Asunder first. It's definitely going to be played obviously on Kamano because we don't have enough to kick it, so we're going to be taking that out. Let's see what sort of spell they want to play here, though. That's a card. It's a very good card at that. All right, we take this out. Wow. Opponent had a fire start, didn't they? Okay, we have life gain, though, coming up, and we do have a 2/4 body, which can block the squee very well. I don't want to pay too much life going forward, which is why I'm playing this as a land here, so we don't have to get burned by this. And hopefully the Sorin will be enough here too to get us back into this game with all the life gain, but it's a little unlikely. Squeeze. I'm imagining they have a play with fire, which is why they made this play, which is fine. Still get the squee out of here, and I obviously avert that 2 damage from the play with fire from my face, so that's something. Oh, can't catch a break on this one, can I? Ah, going second against mono red. Ah, unfortunate. Well, life gain is on deck potentially here for us, and not to mention we still have the Toshiro, which, you know, can maybe get us something going, but they send everybody through, which we expected. What exactly are they doing here? All right, so they deal 2, 3, 4, 5. I gain 2. I'm still alive. Barely, but I'm hanging in there by a thread. I am hanging by a thread. Let's go with this. Let's go with this.
I bring my own.
Just in case they throw a fireball at my face, it's probably smart to get that 2 extra life here. No attacks, and let's all do this together. Ready? We're praying. We're praying for the magic gods to be kind. Okay, they have 4 cards they can exile from the graveyard, or no, they don't. Okay, perfect. Perfect. They can't attack into us this turn, because if they did, we're just gaining more life. So this is money. We might even just use our Cruelty of Gix here to go and steal their Squee to, you know, potentially. Oh, let's go. Never mind. We have a better play. All right, gain 2 life. Oh my God, we're back into this game, guys. We are back into this game. Cannot believe this is happening. This is amazing. I can't believe we went down to 1 HP. We might actually pull this off. Going second too. You hate to see that, but man, it is working out at the moment. All right, we're gonna go up to 7 here. Man, my apologies, guys. I am so sorry. This whole grooming of the dog situation, man, was brutal, and I'm always gonna have allergies, unfortunately. All right, we get another 2-3. We're up to 7. All this life linking, you love to see it. I would imagine the opponent's either gonna scoop or have an answer. Either we die here, or that's a good sign. I think they're wanting to shut down the Sorin. I think they're willing to throw anything at it to shut it down from getting another 2-3 body. And the scoop! I knew it! I knew it! Oh my God, dude. That was so close. So clutch. Wow. We had no business winning that. That's crazy. Man, Toshiro and Sorin just dug us out of the biggest hole I've ever been in my life. Wow. We technically went negative health in that game and came back. Can you believe that? That's insane. All right, the opponent gets to go first. Another really bad starting hand. This is better. I like that. Dang it. I just feel like we go second and then we have to mulligan because we have to worry about aggro builds, man. Aggro is everywhere right now. And it's another aggro deck. It's just going to be in a mono black form. Okay. All right, well, we do get a wizard down next turn, which is a 2-4 body. You know, it's big. It can block at least this, but this is going to be a 5-5, and I mean, you just hate to see it. You know what I mean? All right, memory deluge, or actually, we probably go Sorin here again to just try to get that life gain, because we're going to eat another 5 damage from this, and we have a good block on the conscript, but that's assuming they don't play some sort of kill spell on us at this point. I actually prefer this. This is fine. I don't care. I do care, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I'm blocking here. You kind of showed your cards as far as like, I know what your plan is now, so I'm not too upset about it. And we actually get a really good card because it can tap this down going forward, but I don't think I can afford to take the damage right this moment. So I gotta figure out what to do about my allergies at the moment, because I am dying.
You will serve me well.
Nope, we whiffed on the planeswalker, which is fine. Give me 2 seconds here. All right. Okay, so we get the ability here to maybe play this. We are gonna take 1 life though. I'm definitely gonna play this. I need to make sure we don't die. Man, we are riding that razor thin edge, huh? So colorless, green, blue, green. Just making sure we take the least amount of damage as possible here. We perpetually tap you. I know I can go get a Sorin, but I'm going to wait at least 1 more turn before we do that. We whiff again on the Planeswalker. This card's not pulling through for us right now. It's not wanting to help me out too much here. Another cut down, but it's okay. We have a good block against the Tenacious Underdog. Just kidding. We don't have a block against the Tenacious Underdog. All right. They are going to attack my face, which is an interesting choice, because we can go get another Sorin.
We are past. We are future.
And we can do this. I mean, that's not... Oh, this is all a bummer, man, because we take one if we play this, and I can't afford to do that. So we play the Long Reach of Night. And we just really got to hope. I mean, hope that the opponent doesn't kill this. I mean, that's our best bet. Just don't kill this. And now if they play a land, they have a tenacious underdog play. So, all right, we're still alive. No, we're not. No, we're not alive. What am I saying? It deals 3. We go to 3. Yeah, no, we're dead. We're dead. Unfortunate, man. It just didn't pan out. The lands were kind of hurting us there. We were taking too much damage. Not to mention the fact that, you know, the opponent, again, very aggressive, and we went second again. It just, we got to figure out a way to go first and calmly get into a game. You know what I mean? All right, well, if we can avoid going second against an aggro deck, that would be great. That seems to be the case of all of our losses, and not only now, but you know, playtesting and also with other decks today. It just seems like you go second, you see a red land hit, and the game is already over. And I just hope that's not going to be the case here. Again, going first this time, though. Not anything plays until 4, though, feels pretty bad. So I'm hoping the deck provides us with some sort of spell here on turn 3. Preferably the Hercule would be nice. Nope, just another Sorin. Why not 3? Let's grab all 3 of them, you know? All right, the opponent's on 5 colors, and they're hitting all the lands they need for those 5 colors. But, okay. The deck, or the shuffler seems to be in tip-top shape today. We're going to go with the 2/3 flyer. Stop this from getting damaged, because once this gets damaged, they're going to be able to get some card advantage. So, even though we're sacrificing our 2/3 here, I think it's a fine play. And then we can get down maybe Tamiyo next turn if we find a green source. I hope. Looks like they got a kill spell here. It looks like a cut down. Okay, they do kill sword. No big deal. I've got a backup. So looks like that's going to be the play over the Tamiyo then. Nice. We get a memory deluge. And there are no priority holds or sticks from the opponent here. So not only do they not have another cut down, but they also don't have a counter spell. So we know that much, right? All right, Randy, what do you have? Are you all vampire? Let me see this thing. This thing's vampires, right? Create blood token. Okay, pay 1 life. Spend this mana to cast vampire spells. Yeah, they're all vampires. And they drew a go for the throat. They definitely didn't have that prior to that turn, so they drew into that. Ren and 7 is interesting, but we're gonna go ahead and play out Sorin again. They're probably just as, you know, confused and befuddled as we are. I don't understand how I have 3 Sorins either, my friend. There's only 3 in the deck, so that's not on me. I hate when I'm playing Arena and my opponent throws a card down. I'm like, ugh, that's that card. Or like, you know, Invoke Despair is a perfect example, right? They play an Invoke Despair and then you're like, all right, whatever. And then they hit you with 2 more after that. It's like, okay, Shuffler. They've always got to have it, don't they? So I get it. I get the pain and the feeling of this. All right. And I think I'm going to go with this. And just to really upset our opponent, really, honestly, just to get another Sorin down. Dealing with 4 Sorins. How about a 4th one, yeah? How do you like that? I feel really good about our stance right now, though. We're up against another mid-rangey type of a build here, and our value is just going to keep coming. We've got more planeswalkers, more card draw. Like, we're looking really good right now, so. Happily going to make this block here. Obviously, first strike, I don't gain any life, which is a bummer, but at least we slow him down here finally. It's about time. It's about time we stop them in their tracks, and we're definitely going to keep you tapped. This might transform, making that a bit of a mistake. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and play Ren and 7, though, which can block it, right? But there's always that chance, too, that they make a sacrifice. So, you know what? I made a bit of a mistake here. I'm going to try to correct that mistake by playing this and this. I'm going to give up the Sorin here because the opponent, again, might sack this because it's useless being tapped down. So I'm going to just bank on that. Let's see what they do. It's a big moment right now. They do go straight for the transform. Wow. Interesting choice. It does force me to make a weird block here with this 8/8 though. Because I do want the 8/8 obviously, but Henrika's Death Touch is going to kill it. So it is what it is though. No worries. We've shut down this Florian though from being able to get any sort of card advantage. Wow. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's also pretty good. All right. I learned from my mistake. This next turn, I'm going to go ahead and tap the Henrika down. Definitely made a couple of mistakes on that last turn. Should have slowed myself down a little bit to, ooh, that's a card. That's a card. Let's do this first, see what we hit. Nice, let's go. I mean, we missed lands, which really sucks, but we did get a grafted identity into the graveyard, which is going to be very helpful. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with this and this. All right. Then we're going to go with this. And no attacks. Perfect. All right. That was really good, except for the fact we missed all the lands. That was a little bit of a bummer. We're never going to get a chance to play the Memory Deluge because we just missed all those lands. If we would have hit one, we could have gotten this off too, which would have been so good. And they're able to go ahead and grab another Corpse Appraiser, which could be a problem for us because it depends on what they exile here. Now they go for Henrika again. It's a pretty annoying card. I will give them that. That is a very annoying card. And they make a sacrifice. Bummer. Which means we do lose something big here. Please don't take the Tamiyo. They take the Tamiyo. Alright. Fair enough. Here's what we're gonna do though. You're gonna pay for that. You are gonna pay for that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try to hit lands again. And try to Memory Deluge. I think that's fine. Obviously, we do leave our Ren and 7, you know, susceptible to removal or some sort of creature here. But I don't think they're going to have anything with haste. So feeling okay about its survivability rate. That's fine. It's kind of weird to see vampires in Mythic. I like it a lot, but didn't expect that. That's for sure. All right, good chance that we see the opponent scoop here. This is kind of the nuts as far as our draw went here. Let's go ahead and destroy that. Destroy that. Just an absolute bomb dropped on the opponent there. Creating a Tree Folk, which is a 10/10. All right, they're going to need some removal for that 10/10 if they're going to have a shot. But not to mention we have a Storm the Festival, which, I mean, could whiff, but pretty unlikely. Okay, that's fine because I have the Boseiju, so if I attack, they're going to block, and then we kill it with the Boseiju. All right, let's see if this goes. Wow, this thing has been missing land drops like crazy. Kind of wild. All right, we can play both. Nice. Let's get the Hercule down first. Let's get this in. There's the block. We knew that was coming. I'd rather get the Storm the Festival down here first. Well, let's just see if we have enough mana for both. We don't, because we need another green source. All right. Auto pay if we find a green source, though. We whiffed. All right. We did find a green source, though. Unbelievable. Horrible whiff there. We do have 13 lands, though, so we are going to get another shot at it. Not to mention that the Hercule's going to find us hopefully another sorcery. We'll see. We did lose all of our Gix's commands, so yeah, I was going to say it's probably going to be a whiff here. We've used up all of those. Yeah. They create a blood token, which then they can use to get rid of that card in their hand, which is probably a land, obviously, which is why they did that. And let's Storm the Festival again. I'll take it. You know what? Actually, that's much better. And there's the scoop. Nice. Oh, it took us a long time to get there, but we figured it out towards the end there. Nice. Good game right there. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You know, this one was a lot of fun, but before we jump into the actual breakdown of the deck and talk about it a little bit further, I want to give you guys a huge shout out and say thank you for watching today's video. I do appreciate it. For everyone who made it this far, it helps a ton with the algorithm when you stick around this long. So thank you for that, and I appreciate it. With that being said, though, let's take a look at today's deck and see what we got here. So the idea of this deck was pretty simple. Like I said, I had a conversation with Watts about the grafted identity and how fun of a card this actually is, and we both share a love for this card. So he had put together a Bant list, cheating this in a couple of different ways. Two of those ways being Tamiyo and the Storm the Festival. That way we don't have to, cast away one of our creatures through sacrifice to play it. And I thought that was a really fun idea, which is why we kind of spun this into this sort of soul tie build. And I wanted to really play off of Tamiyo's ability too, more so, obviously for the grafted identity, but it can do a lot more than that. Obviously bringing back any sort of permanent from the graveyard as a token of itself. And I've had luck in the past with this card in Planeswalker builds, which is why we decided this is going to be a Planeswalker heavy deck. Storm the Festival obviously hitting the Planeswalkers as well is very helpful. So that's kind of where this deck started, and from there we kind of started to expand out and build, right? So I needed good things that the Tamiyo could hit, so I chose Liliana and Sorin because I obviously thought Liliana synergizes pretty well with Tamiyo. If we're making the opponent and ourselves discard, we can at least have that value of being able to bring our stuff back with Tamiyo later. Sorin is a very slept on planeswalker these days. This thing used to be pretty popular for a while in a lot of mono black builds, and I feel like its playability has been downplayed, and it stopped getting a lot of action. So I actually really love this card. I played it again obviously in today's build, and I really enjoyed it. Thought it got us out of a lot of tough spots, honestly, with its life linking bodies. Not to mention it can get us some card advantage, which helps a lot. And then there were some other really fun permanents I had to add into the deck, like Long Reach of Night, Painful Quandary, Cruelty of Gix. Cruelty of Gix more so for stealing the opponent's graveyard, because we are going to be making them discard obviously with Liliana, and I thought that'd be pretty fun to just kind of hit their own graveyard and beat them with their own creatures, kind of like the grafted identity. Same sort of game plan. Quandary, just a very, very good card, can end a game very easily through its ability to make the opponent have to take 5 damage every turn. Gix's Command was a card that was put into the deck out of necessity later into the build because of all the aggro we're seeing. This deck constantly running into aggro. So this thing not only being able to gain us life on our own things, but sweeping the board is very, very helpful. Long Reach of Night, I'm just falling in love with this card every day, man. This thing being able to, do a lot for us. Hit the opponent's hand twice or killing a creature, which also plays into the Cruelty of Gix, Liliana sort of game plan. And then, Memory Deluge was our last 4-drop. This one was a splash of in any sort of blue deck that I've been running lately, because it helps us really find our pieces and put together what we need. Not to mention in the late game we can get some card advantage, which can be really helpful, especially if it ends up in the graveyard with like Liliana. So there's a really big sort of graveyard theme happening here, really kind of relying on that Tamiyo to get things back. And then Renin 7, another thing that kind of fills the graveyard but also takes advantage of the fact that we have a lot of lands. We can go ahead and put Tree Folks down, and it'll help us get to let's say a Storm the Festival. Now, the beginning of our game, we needed a bit more early action, right? Because of those aggro decks and things that are hard to survive long enough to get our plan off. So we had to add Terra Sunder. I thought this was one of the better removal spells for Soul Tie colors. It hits a lot of the, Selesnya enchant decks very easily, but not to mention it's for 4 mana can hit any permanent we want, which is an exile effect, which is great. And then the Toshiro I thought was pretty awesome. This thing has been really, really nice for me lately. It's really slowed the opponent's pacing down if we can get this down on 2 if we go first, because they're not going to want to throw any sort of Thalias or mono red sort of creatures like the Phoenix Chick into this, because it's just going to kill it the following turn. So it can really buy us some time, gaining us some extra life to get started. And then lastly, of course, Hercule. Hercule's a card that I'm not too sure if I played this correctly. What I mean by that is I don't know if this is the home for this card. I had the hypothetical thought of like, okay, let's try to run this card with a deck that has a really well-rounded build, right? Where we've got a lot of instants, a lot of sorceries, a lot of enchantments, everything, right? Because if I hit something down on the battlefield, that means we always have a chance to pull something out the top because we have everything in our deck, right? I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I think this actually wants to be playing in something with more of a theme, right? Like, let's say it's running in an enchantment deck. You know that when you're playing enchantments, every card in your deck's an enchantment, so you're going to find your cards easier. So I actually think I played that a little bit backwards and didn't realize it until after the fact, because we did have a couple of whiffs with this card, but still very fun, and I'm really glad I got a chance to play it. And I think obviously, you know, you cut this, you can add a couple of more really decent spells into this deck, some more you know, Tashiros, because it's been really helpful, or even maybe another Grafted Identity. There's some things you could place into this deck in this spot and honestly probably make it better. So that's my honest opinion. And if you guys have any ideas on what you could replace it with to make it better, by all means, leave it in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts on that. But that is it, man. That is the whole deck. And that is how we got it together. I just wanted to play something more Sultai mid-range, really, because, you know, the Grixis mid-range, Esper mid-range, Marty mid-range, they've all been really good lately. So figured I'd try something in Sultai colors, and I thought it was a perfect time because I really like that band deck that Watts put together. So thought it'd be fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, you know, thanks for watching. We're going to go ahead and hop out of here. But before I do so, a huge shout out to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is what we call our membership program here on the channel. And the people on the Marty Mob help support the channel through their monthly memberships. And I just want to give them a huge shout out and thank you, you know, from the bottom of my heart. It helps so much more than you could ever imagine. It's really kind of making my dreams come true and establishing the channel. So I want to say thank you for that. And yeah, I just appreciate you all for being part of it. If you are part of it, thank you. And thanks to you for watching as far as you have. I really appreciate that as well. Helps out a lot with the YouTube stuff. So yeah, appreciate you guys. That'll conclude today's video. We're gonna be back again, of course, tomorrow for another one. And what is today? Oh, I have one more thing to say. Marty Mob, I am going to be ordering a box of Brothers War to do a live pack opening. And for the newer members who don't know, I'm going to do box openings for each set that comes out, and then it will be a members only video. So you guys will get some exclusive content coming soon. I have next week off of my real job, my day job. So I'll be doing the pack opening sometime next week for you guys. So you'll get a bonus video, but that'll do it, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. Yeah. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.